Diver noticed a chain stuck on the cargo ship's massive propeller. When he saw what it was attached to, he resurfaced and immediately called the Navy. Commercial diver Jake Patterson was contracted to clean and polish the propeller of the Meridian Star, a cargo vessel sitting idle for 15 years in Portsmouth Harbor. With his tank and lights, he slid beneath the enormous hull, ready for what seemed like routine work. But instead of fouling or barnacles, he spotted something strange. A thick, rusted chain wound tightly around the giant blades, as if someone had wrapped it there on purpose. Curious, Jake pulled at the metal. It didn't budge. The links were massive, each one the size of his fist, disappearing downward into murky water. He signaled the surface crew, then followed the chain, kicking deeper into the cold green sea. At 40 feet, his beam still couldn't reveal where it ended. The water grew darker. The chain seemed endless. He surfaced, shaken, and swapped for a larger tank and stronger lights. This time, descending slower, Jake swept his floodlights side to side. The chain dragged him into the deep silt of the harbor floor. At 90 feet, something emerged from the haze. A dark, enormous shape covered in barnacles and seaweed, resting silently on the seabed. It didn't look like wreckage. The lines were too clean, too deliberate. Jake's heart pounded as his light traced along the hull. Circular hatches, faded insignia, torpedo tubes. He realized he wasn't staring at a piece of junk metal. It was a submarine. Fear surged. The chain from the cargo ship above had tangled itself with this massive vessel below, locking the two together for years. Jake quickly resurfaced and radioed the Navy. Within hours, military divers and hazmat specialists surrounded the area. What they uncovered was more chilling than Jake expected. The submarine wasn't just any wreck. It was a Cold War era attack sub, its torpedo bay still loaded with nuclear warheads. Tests revealed the weapons had been leaking small amounts of radiation into the harbor for decades, hidden under water and mud. Authorities quickly evacuated nearby residents. News cameras captured Navy ships sealing off the zone as experts worked to stabilize the wreck. Historians later pieced together fragments of its past. Records suggested the submarine had vanished mysteriously in the late 1960s, possibly during a covert mission. No distress call was ever recorded. For reasons still debated, it had been anchored beneath Portsmouth and left there, forgotten, until a bankrupt freighter above unknowingly chained itself to it. The Meridian Star was scrapped, but the submarine remains classified. Officials refuse to disclose what happened to its warheads, or whether more like it are hidden off the coast. To this day, locals in Portsmouth still whisper about the discovery. They say the harbor waters hold more secrets than anyone dares admit, and they wonder if one nuclear sub lay beneath their feet all those years, what else is still waiting to be found?